Welcome to the next episode of the Architecture and Landscape Architecture Aptitude Test Guidance Program of Future Through Mora, conducted by Majlis Islam of University of Moratuwa. In this episode, we hope to guide you through selected questions from past aptitude test papers. Before we move on with the questions, let us take a look at the structure of the paper. This paper consists of two sections, namely Section A and Section B. Through Section A, you will be tested on your creative and analytical thinking skills. Section B tests your critical thinking skills through IQ questions. So let's move on to the discussion. A question from Section A displayed here is a cartoon strip with an incomplete frame and a few text bubbles. Your task is to fill them and give a title to the story. This segment is about testing your ability to think creatively and imagine solutions and situations. Architects are expected to give an innovative yet interesting twist to a solution while providing a narrative. As you can see, the question already gives insight on what you would be assessed on. As it reads, you will be assessed by relevance of your comments, which indicates the necessity for you to make a dialogue that has some value and context in it. You could approach the dialogue with sarcasm, humor, knowledge, philosophy, a slice of life, or a pure realistic scenario. But our suggestion would be to make it more interesting. According to your narration, your last frame would fill itself. You can take inspiration from the elements existing in the rest of the three frames. For an example, the lady is hanging clothes, the backdrop is of a village house, and in more detailed aspect, the lady is wearing a pair of spectacles. The above observations would lead you to your story development. Consider them as props for your narration. To add more spice to these frames, you could take inspiration from current affairs, both local and global. Above are some suggestions on how you could approach this question, but thinking beyond this is your responsibility. The second insight reads, you will be assessed on the written text and connections made between the visuals. As it is part of the art of storytelling to have to make connection between idea and expression, the mode of expression in this scenario is visual and text. Thus, both should hold each other accountable. Part A of this question requires you to fill all the text bubbles and draw the last frame. As you can see, the frame 1 already has one of the text bubbles filled, and it is the starting point in your narration. You are expected to express and narrate through your observations and thinking. Part B expects you to provide a title. Your title should be able to tie down your story to a few sentences. You could get creative with titles, but make sure it has a connection to the story and it makes sense. And that brings us to the conclusion of this question. Now, let's take a look at another type of question under the Section A. This question is to test your designing skills, which includes imagination, creativity, observation, expression, analysis, and execution. In this question, you are expected to draw the object in different views, which requires your proficiency in imagination. The second part of this question instructs you to design a tree hut with the given wheelbarrow. Here are some key facts to consider. The size. It is given that the object is enlarged. You could approach this with measurements or assumptions in some cases. Material and its quality. These facts could help in detailing an effective use of resources. If a wooden batten enlarges by 3 times, then its thickness would do the same, thus an increase in strength. Consider texture and colors to bring more interest into your design. Other given material. Use them effectively. It is not wise to use more materials. The brilliance is in creating great solutions with limited resources. Details, showing annotated sketches of joinery, construction method, and other aesthetic details. We hope this video helps you to prepare for the aptitude test, and see you in the next episode. Thank you.